Hi everyone, welcome to World of Skirmishes with stewiejp. I'm Stewie, you're not, and this is a skirmish battle for 1AR versus Crown. And a few nights ago, or whenever this was, we were doing a few skirmishes at 1AR, and we thought we'd do one more, and of course, lo and behold, come up against Crown, one of the best, most successful clans on the server, and of course being called by Geordie Bro from memory, and he's made the call for everyone to go out in the team, and then he's realised we've got an OI. What have we got an OI for? And of course the Feral, he loves his OI, and also a lot of the usual lads in their Cromwells, T37s, 5916s, and all that jazz as the Cromwell takes out one of the Crown Cromwells. And it's time for me to try and do a little bit of sniping, and it's like 1-0. We're winning by 1-0. We're beating these pricks. We're going to beat these Crown blokes as Jezelinko goes down to the Crommy B, but the Feral picks up another Cromwell B on the enemy side. stewiejp not really knowing where to aim here. Took one shot into the train, but puts some more shells into the Cromwells. 3-3 is the score, and it looks like Jimmy and I sniping away like bitches behind the train, and Geordie Bro doing the right thing here, keeping all these tanks lit. And he goes, well, I reckon we should have this. A lot of these tanks are down to low health. Somehow I picked up a kill for all the score. Geordie Bro still on plenty of health. I've copped a little bit as I put a nice shot into the T37, and around about this stage is when Geordie Bro said, we're going to win this. We're going to beat these pricks. Beating Crown would have to be a pretty big accomplishment for a clan like 1R. Only one enemy tank left, the VK30 A1P. So everyone goes whack into the VK, takes out Geordie Bro, and I must admit for a minute I thought that I might have picked him up, and somehow that VK30 A1P killed me. And then Jimmy's in there. We're like, oh, Jimmy, you got this. You got plenty of health. You got 500 hit points. He's only got 57. How come you're not shooting? And then we realised it was an auto loader, and Jimmy picks up the last kill. And it was high fives all round at 1AR as we picked up the kill against Crown in skirmishes, and probably called it a night after that one. It doesn't get much better than that. Of course, skirmishes are another form of the game at tier 6, 8 or 10, and of course at tier 6, one of the best things you can do is bring a heap of Cromwell Bs, T37s, and normal Cromwells. Even the 5916 seem to serve Jimmy pretty well, and of course that fast rate of fire in those light medium tanks really do pack a punch. And as you can see, even though I had a pretty ordinary game, I only picked up 617 hit points of damage, still a pretty handy profit, 35,000 credits with a premium account and a premium tank for 2 minutes work. You got to be pretty happy with a result like that. But we just thought we'd share that one on YouTube. 1AR, when the 1AR beat a team like Crown, it's always high fives all around. Of course, Crown have been very active in clan war, skirmishes and everything on the Asian server. As we move on to this second game, this one's going to go for a little bit longer. This one features my old mate Subzero from Screw Clan, and looking at the lineup of these two teams, all I can say is this must have been when there was a what would you call it? A promotion for Wargaming Asia. You could get a rental tank KV222 or that M4A2E4 to tier 5 preferential matchmaking tanks. The KV220 is, I've got this tank. It's a KV. It's only called a KV220 in my garage, not a KV220-2. I'm not really sure what the -2 means. I think they must have put that tag on it to distinguish it from the beta testers. A lot of the beta testers got one of these tanks. I won mine during a promotion some years ago, and it's well, look, let's be honest, it's a stat padders tank. But in this game on the Abbey, there's 4 KV220-2s on Subzero's side, and there's 3 on the enemy side, along with a KV1. And of course those M4A2E4s, the medium tanks, there's 2 of those on the enemy side and 2 of those on Subzero's side. That's why I'm pretty confident in saying that it's when the promotion was on. But looking at the minimap, looks like the KV220s on the enemy side, 2 of which are platooned, getting a big push into the Abbey in the middle, whilst Subzero and another KV220-2 is heading towards where the heavies normally do their business on the 1-2 line. I'm not sure if this bloke behind him, Trung Fury from D-Clan, I'm not sure if he's just trying to be funny or just testing out what the gun's like on the way. He wasn't really shooting anywhere near Subzero, but maybe I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, Subzero's up to where the heavies normally do their business, but those heavy tanks that have pushed through the Abbey have already pushed all the way through as Subzero gets spotted in the middle, puts a shot into the side of the turret, the KV220 on the enemy side. And look, it looks like he's just looking for some sniping opportunities. Even though it's a big, heavy brawler, he would have had no idea that the enemy KV220s were all going to push through the central Abbey. So he's going to sit here. He's relatively safe from artillery, depending on where the enemy artillery is. Relatively safe from artillery dropping a big turd on his head, but he wants to be able to shoot some of these tanks. Looks like the KV220 behind him has put a blind shot towards the one that's pushing towards the base. He shoots him, gets some damage, and the KV220 who's back with him is picks himself up a kill. 4-6 a score as both of these KV220s looking at the enemy KV220s. KV220s everywhere. Makes it a little bit confusing, and looks like he's struggling to penetrate the tier 5 heavy tank. It's the cheeks of the turret. That's where you want to be shooting. He's got APCR loaded, so should penetrate the cheeks of the turret, or this little area here. That machine gun port. That's a weak spot, as well as the lower plate. Turns around to see a M4 A2E4. But of course, that's got a pretty well-rounded turret too. So the two KV-20s doing well to keep these tanks lit, but they're not doing well to keep out of each other's way. That other KV-220, Trung Fury, certainly making a bit of a pest of himself. Lucky enough though, Subzero's still on full health. The bloke next to him, not so lucky, but they're in danger of just tripping over each other. These two big Russian heavy tanks as he bounces a shot from the M8A1. Which I think is a tier 4 tank destroyer. Bouncing some more shots from the enemy American medium tanks, and has decided this is doing the right thing here. Focus on one. Try and get rid of one of these enemy tanks if he's going to have a chance of carrying this game. 6-8 the score now. 702 damage, 880 damage blocked, and just one or two more shots into this tier 5 Russian heavy tank should be all he needs. It looks like he's starting to penetrate his shots now as he picks up his first kill, and then he can start focusing on this M4 tier 5 American medium tank. Picks up his second kill of the game now. 1087 damage done, 990 damage blocked, and a little bit of assisted. It looks like he's going to start moving back towards his base. Now somehow, after that little skirmish, Subzero is still on full health. The other guy's still only on 16 health. And it looks like he's going back to try and defend the base. We'll just fast forward a little bit. 8-9 the score now, as one of the other enemy tanks got taken out on the other side of the map. As you keep moving forward to where all the action is, gets a shot into the heads up. Another one, that shot doesn't quite land, but the Sav M43, the tier 4, picks up a kill. 10-12 the score. He's still down by a couple of tanks on Abbey. M4 in the middle, that's a tank he certainly needs to be respectful of. I think that won't have any trouble penetrating the sides if he's up there in the Abbey, but looks like Subzero going to go up to the northeast and try and find that T67, get rid of him, and then maybe focus on that little tier 3 artillery, the T56 GMC. Sorry, the tier 3 tank destroyer, the T56 GMC, which shouldn't really be able to do too much damage. Then again, he just got 100 hit points of damage into Subzero. Maybe that's one of those players that's played thousands and thousands of games at tier 3. Cops a shot for 20 odd hit points, loses his ammo rack to the T47, kills him before he even thinks about repairing it. No, he can't repair it now. He's still got a damaged ammo rack, but thankfully the big tier 5 Russian heavy tank doesn't have that long a reload anyway, and he should be able to bounce that T56 GMC all day long if he needs to. So that's what he's going to start pushing the tier 3 T56 GMC, the tank destroyer, American tank destroyer, I'd say. Been a long time since I've played a tier 3 game, but Subzero with 3 kills. It's moving forward towards a little tier 3. And about the only thing that tier 3 can do is spot for the artillery. The Sav M43 on the enemy side. Last spotted back down the bottom near the base. And I'm not sure how quick this T56 is, if he's going to outrun Subzero and his big heavy Russian or not. There it is, on 138 hit points, but one shell won't be enough to pick up the kill on the tier 3. Takes him down to 12 hit points. He's got 1481 damage done, 1100 damage blocked, as Subzero starts closing in on that little tier 3. Only 3 enemy tanks left, but there's only 2 left on Subzero's side. Mashti in the M4A2E4, he's already picked up 5 kills I should say. And Subzero's picked up 3. Looks like the M4's going for the Sav M43 on the mini-map. Subzero going down to try and get rid of this pesky little tier 3 tank. Doesn't have the gun depression. He's going to have to just go for it, isn't he? Surely. There you go. He just makes the shot on the top of the tier 3. And now it's a 2 versus 2 situation. Subzero on 4 kills, 1493 hit points of damage. To damage ammo rack, 1100 damage blocked, and a little bit of assisted as the M4A2E4 keeps that Sav M43 lit. No idea where the artillery is. Of course, the artillery hasn't yet been spotted. It's only a little tier 3, and as the tier 4 picks up the kill on the tier 5 American medium tank. Just 1 versus 2 now, and I think Subzero would be pretty happy if he found the little tier 3 artillery as he went around this corner. Let's see if he does. Looks like that Swedish medium tank. Is it a medium tank? No, it's a tank destroyer. Swedish tank destroyer. Looks like he hasn't left that base all game long, but he has picked up 2 kills as Subzero hoping to be lucky enough to find the artillery here and then concentrate on the tier 4 Swedish TD. Still got 330 hit points left. Should be able to bounce some shots from the tier 4 TD, you'd imagine. And there he is, just around that corner, facing the wrong way. Puts a shot into him, or was he driving backwards there? Oh, he fires, there you go. So he should be able to get another shot in. Cops a little shot for 39 health from the Wespy tier 3 artillery piece. And one more shot should be enough to kill the Swedish tank destroyer. It is, and that's his 5th kill. 1 more to go, and of course with the new mechanics in the game, he knows what direction that artillery shell came from, and it looks like it came from somewhere around here. So he's not stuffing around. He's going to head straight for where he reckons the tier 3 arty is, and there he is. He shoots him, but 2 shots should be enough to pick himself up a top gun in the KV220-2. I think that was a rental tank when this game was on, and he ends up winning 15-4. And believe it or not, that was an Ace Tanker Mastery Badge in the KV220-2 beta test tank. An Ace Tanker Mastery Badge, also the Hand of God, Duelist, Fire for Effect, Shell Proof, the Cool Headed for surviving at least 10 ricocheting and non-penetrating shots in a row from enemy players, Steel Wall, High Caliber, and of course the Top Gun. Look at all those tanks that Subzero from Screw Clan spotted, damaged or killed, and the second page of the post-game battle results shows he absolutely carried that one. 1893 hit points of damage, 1268 base experience. He fired 38 shots, 33 hit, 21 did damage, 1893, 1100 blocked, and look, nobody else apart from Mashti in his M4, nobody else came anywhere near it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 donuts in that game, and 2 other tanks looks like they only got maybe 2 shots off. Cost him a bit of coin though, because he was running pretty much full APCR as far as I could see. No idea why, because he was a top tier heavy tank, but that's not really something I paid too much attention to. So I hope you've enjoyed these 2 replays. 1AR versus Crown on the Skirmishes, where IMC Jimmy picked up the final kill on Ensk, plus the KV220 Ace game, one of the most overpowered tier 5 heavy tanks in the game. Thanks for the replays, lads. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care, and see you all next time.